Ready for the new home? Ready!
Here we are. We have arrived in Germany. We have started being at the place that we call from now on our home. And now we're going to make a little tour with you where Archibald will explain you what you're going to see and discover along our journey.
So yeah, these buildings were once part of a salt mining factory. I'm not exactly sure about which part was used for what exactly, but then we have that larger part in which we know there was a sort of changing rooms and washing hygienic installations that were later on transformed into a gym hall, which we will maybe be able to look at later. And then here you see last remnant of the tower that was used to pull the lift up and down the mining shaft. Later on, the buildings that were standing here in front that were containing the machine rooms, they were taken down or they burned down partly. And as you can see, what is left now is a sort of communal basketball court. All in all, the grounds are 1.3 hectares in size. Here you see some further sheds. I don't know if they were originally built like that, I have my doubts, but in any case there were originally some sheds standing here as well, because it's where the trains would arrive and depart with the mined goods or the salt. Over time, people have been depositing some nice treasures, as you can see. Some nicer than others. We have a small river nearby, there completely at the end of the property, where you see a row of trees. And some old cars. here we turn left, and here we have also arrived at the backside border of the property. Following along this road, we have a view now on the backside of this main building. Quite a wilderness took over there in the back, as you can see. And here we have arrived on another corner, and all along here, which we will now walk through, we will end up again at the front where we started the tour. So here we have arrived at the west facade. I mean, we're walking all along the west facade. Yeah, sometimes a bit an overwhelming amount of work sites.
Maybe you can tell something a bit more about the materials or the entrance?
So as you could probably see on the beginning of the property, we have these lower long buildings. One half of those buildings are constructed in a timber frame, which is traditionally called in Germany Fachwerk. The other half of that long lower part of the building is just a brick construction, as well as, let's say, the higher main building. So what we can see here is a protection of the so-called Fachwerk part on the west side. They've cladded it with wood to protect it from the weathering and from the rain, which is the west side is the side that is exposed to rain. Then we still have got there in front a small house that belongs to the estate and that is currently partly rented out, and on which there is also substantial amount of work because parts of the cellar ceilings have collapsed, need repair, and all in all those buildings are in a very desolate state. So there will be quite some learnings, quite some works, quite some changes, and also quite some weird constructions to reverse, because over time, since those buildings were built, we have had in this part of Germany another regime, the socialist regime, that has transformed the use of the building in small flats and other uses, and all those kind of subconstructions have partly damaged the building, transformed the building, and also it will not correspond exactly to what we will want to establish here. But yeah, so this is a sneak peek, a short tour of the state it is in now. That's what me and Teresa have now bought, and what will be a big project of ours for the coming years for sure. Stay tuned if you're curious about what this is all going to be, and maybe next time we can give a small tour of what this place looks like on the inside.